Looking for the best stereo receiver for your budget? In this video, we're ranking 5 of the best receivers you can buy, from affordable options to premium hi-fi machines. Let's find out which one I'd actually buy. If you're looking for a good stereo receiver without spending a lot of money, the Sony STR-DH190 is one of the first models I'd look at. It keeps things simple, but still gives you the important features you need for a proper home stereo setup. The STR-DH190 is a 2-channel stereo receiver rated at 100 watts per channel, making it a good match for a wide range of bookshelf and floor standing speakers. It's not designed to be a complicated home theater receiver. Instead, the focus is on straightforward stereo listening. One of its biggest advantages is connectivity. You get Bluetooth, multiple analog inputs, and a built-in phono input, so you can connect a turntable directly without needing a separate phono preamp. For someone building an affordable vinyl setup, that's a pretty useful feature. The front panel is also very easy to understand. You get a traditional volume control, input selection, speaker controls, and the kind of physical buttons that make the receiver feel familiar rather than overly complicated. And while this isn't going to compete with the premium receivers later in this list, that's not really what the STR-DH190 is trying to do. Its biggest strength is value. You can pair it with a decent set of bookshelf speakers, connect your phone over Bluetooth, plug in a turntable, and have a complete stereo system without spending a fortune. So if your budget is tight and you want a simple, capable receiver that covers the basics, the Sony STR-DH190 is a very solid starting point. But if you can move up a little in price, our next pick gives you more connectivity and flexibility for a growing hi-fi system. Moving up from the Sony, the Onkyo TX-8220 is a great choice if you want a little more flexibility from your stereo receiver without jumping into expensive territory. It delivers 45 watts per channel into 8 ohms, and while that number may look modest compared with some bigger receivers, the TX-8220 is designed for straightforward 2-channel listening and works well with a wide range of bookshelf and smaller floor standing speakers. One of the biggest reasons to consider it is connectivity. You get Bluetooth, multiple analog inputs, digital inputs, and a built-in phono input, so you can connect a turntable, TV, CD player, or phone without needing a complicated collection of extra equipment. The design is also refreshingly traditional. You've got physical controls for volume and input selection, along with a clear front panel that makes the receiver easy to operate. It's the kind of component you can put into a normal home stereo system and start using immediately. Another nice advantage is its AARB speaker support, which gives you the option of connecting 2 pairs of speakers for different listening areas or setups. The TX-8220 isn't trying to be a luxury audiophile receiver, but that's exactly why it makes sense at this price. It gives you the important features, useful connectivity, and a traditional stereo experience without making the system unnecessarily complicated. So if the Sony feels a little too basic and you're willing to spend more for better connectivity and flexibility, the Onkyo TX-8220 is a very solid step up. But at number 3, we're getting into the sweet spot, a receiver that adds serious network and streaming features while still keeping the focus on hi-fi. Now we're stepping into a much more premium category with the Marantz Stereo 70s. This is the kind of receiver I'd look at if you want simplicity of an all-in-one system, but don't want to give up modern features or premium hi-fi design. The Stereo 70s delivers 75 watts per channel, giving you enough power for a wide range of bookshelf and floor standing speakers. But its biggest advantage isn't just power, it's how much equipment it can replace in a single chassis. You get network streaming, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, AirPlay 2, HEOS, digital inputs, HDMI ARC, and a built-in phono input. That means you can connect your turntable, TV, CD player, phone, and streaming services without filling your rack with separate components. And visually, this is where Marantz really stands out. The slim chassis, large center display, and familiar Marantz styling give it a much more refined appearance than a typical stereo receiver. What I really like about the Stereo 70s is its flexibility. You can build a traditional 2-channel music system around it, but you can also connect it directly to your TV and use the same system for movies and everyday entertainment. So if you're looking for one premium receiver that can handle music, streaming, vinyl, and TV, while still looking like a proper hi-fi component, The Marantz Stereo 70s is a very compelling choice. But if you want even more power and connectivity, our number 2 pick takes things another step further. At number 2, we're moving into a receiver that makes a lot of sense for someone who wants serious stereo performance without giving up modern home entertainment features. The Denon DRA-900H. With 100 watts per channel, the DRA-900H gives you a noticeable step up in power from the receivers we've covered so far. It can comfortably drive a wide range of bookshelf and floor-standing speakers, make it a strong choice for a larger living room or more demanding stereo setup. What really makes this receiver interesting, though, is its connectivity. You get HDMI inputs, 8K video support, HUS network streaming, Bluetooth, AirPlay 2, and multiple digital and analog connections. There's also a phono input, so vinyl listeners don't need to buy a separate phono preamp just to connect a turntable. That makes the DRA-900H particularly useful if your hi-fi system also doubles as your main TV and entertainment system. You can connect your TV, game console, streaming device, CD player, turntable, and other sources without turning your equipment rack into a complicated mess. And Denon's clean, understated design means it doesn't look out of place in a serious stereo setup either. So if you want a receiver that combines 100 watts per channel, modern HDMI connectivity, network streaming, vinyl support, and traditional stereo listening, the DRA-900H is one of the most versatile choices on this list. But there's still one receiver left, and it's in a completely different league. And finally, at number 1, we have the Yamaha R-N1000A, a premium network receiver that brings together the features, power, and flexibility you'd normally expect from several separate hi-fi components. With 100 watts per channel, the R-N1000A has plenty of power for a wide range of bookshelf and floor-standing speakers. But what really makes it stand out is the complete package Yamaha has built around that amplifier. You get Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, AirPlay 2, Music Cast, Spotify Connect, HDMI ARC, digital inputs, and a phono input, so you can connect practically everything from a turntable and CD player to your TV and favorite streaming services. It also features Yamaha's YPO room correction, which analyzes your room and helps optimize the system around your speakers and listening environment. That's a particularly useful feature when you're investing in a serious stereo setup. And visually, the R-N1000A has that classic Yamaha hi-fi character. The clean front panel, large volume control, substantial chassis, and traditional design make it look like a proper piece of audio equipment rather than just another streaming box. What I like most about it is that you don't have to choose between old-school hi-fi and modern convenience. You can play vinyl, connect physical sources, stream high-resolution music, and even use it as the center of a TV-based stereo system, all from one receiver. So if I were putting together a premium system and wanted one receiver to do almost everything, the Yamaha R-N1000A would be my number 1 choice on this list. It gives you the power of a serious stereo amplifier, the convenience of a modern network streamer, and the flexibility to build a complete hi-fi system around one beautifully designed component. So those are my top 5 receivers at different price points, whether you're building your first stereo system or upgrading to serious hi-fi. There's a great option here for every budget. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.